Hello, Oriole fans out there. Thank you for joining us for the Ravery Sports Podcast for fans like me. Our instant reaction to the Orioles and Twins. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. If you are watching this now, so you're watching us now on our live feed, on our Twitter feed, on our YouTube channel, I lost. I skipped myself a second on our Twitch page. So thank you for joining us, all of you out there that have been joining us. Our Twitter is now over 600 people here, adding our YouTube subscribers all the time. Thank you very much for joining us here, near and far as well. Facebook now in the triple digits as well. So we thank all of you. Thank you all of you for that as well. Definitely check us out. Raven hats got a Jim Palmer in honor of the Orioles 162 today. So you can like and subscribe to all of our social media content. Also, you can check us out. You can check us out at our riverysports.company.site. So if you want to go ahead and get that information as well, definitely check it out. You can buy hats like this, Jim Palmer like this here, Orioles. Celebrate the Orioles. I've been trying to get this was for a young person, like a small, like a sweatshirt here. You got the Adley 35 last year, had 79. Hoping he would get to that 80 mark as far as there you go. You can see that Adley jersey there. So definitely you can check that out. RavenSports.company.site. All right. And real quick, this is the Orioles stream, but of course we talk Baltimore Ravens football here as well. Ravens and the Bills tonight. We're going to do an instant reaction for that as well tonight. After the game, be about 11:30, the Sunday night game. I don't think there's any question about it. These are the two best quarterbacks, I think, in the NFL, not named Pat Mahomes. So an outstanding matchup today. Squealers lost today. That was fantastic. Right now, I think the Browns are in a dogfight. I think they're down in the fourth here, at the beginning of the fourth here. So a lot to talk about there. So definitely check that out as well tonight after the Ravens game, which we will all be watching. Inactives also for that will be on our social media as well. Now, Orioles. Let's get to why we're here today. 6-2 today, game 162. The end of the Baltimore Orioles regular season. Look, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, long season. I'll take it. 92 wins for the Baltimore Orioles this season, actually defeating the Minnesota Twins. 91 wins for the Baltimore Orioles. 91-71 was the final record, actually defeating the Minnesota Twins. 6-2 in Minnesota, sweeping all three games from the Twins as well. Down early, 0-2, 0-2. And I think it was kind of dragging on a bit. McCann actually got ahead, 8 home run this year, got it in the middle innings there. Heston Kjerstad topped it off later in the game with his 4th home run. Outstanding stuff today from those two guys. Look, McCann, I think, is right where he should be. He's a solid backup catcher. I think you're very happy to have James McCann on your team. Is he a starter? No. Is he a stud on offense? Not at all. But James McCann is right where he should be. He's a good, solid backup catcher. 8 home runs today, topping off his season. Heston Kjerstad, you got to look in the future. His 4th home run, and it was outstanding late in the game. Kjerstad, I think, probably could be staking his claim to the right field position. We don't know what's going to happen in the offseason yet with Anthony Santander, but we will see what happens in the offseason as well. Kjerstad with his 4th home run definitely should be on the playoff roster. The last 2 games the Orioles have been playing since they actually clinched the home field actually did kind of play scrambled eggs. I guess some bench players. I actually took a big beating on on social media yesterday because I was like, why are we playing all these bench guys? I think they should have just did that today. But even today, kind of took guys out. It was well in hand as well. You even see guys, Gunnar didn't play the whole game. Guys came out, Rivera and then came in late. Jackson came in So they kind of like just gave him a little rest. Nothing wrong with that at the end. I don't think it should have happened yesterday as much as it was because you had a lot yesterday. But today, no problem. They won anyway. The Twins didn't show up at all. No, I mean they lack offense as is. You saw today where Carlos Santana hit his 23rd home run. He actually led the team with that. That wouldn't have been but third or second. I think not even the best offensive player on the Orioles at all. So they lack offense. The Orioles have done really well in Minnesota and against Minnesota. So the Orioles actually go ahead and get the win as well. Albert Suarez, good again today, not getting his ninth win. I think, let me tell you something. Unsung Oriole might be the title for Albert Suarez. You talk about the season he's had, even today, pitching very well when they needed him, and he's just been there when you needed him. You look at all the injuries you've had. You haven't had Cole Bradish for a lot of the year. You haven't had Tyler Wells. You haven't had John Means. It could have really well been South. You really haven't had Povich still developing, Chance McDermott not yet, etc. So Albert Suarez has filled in as a starter, won 9 games, done very well for you. Filled in relief, I think, in the bullpen. That's for sure the strategy as well. I think he deserves to start game 3 if we need a game 3. A lot of fans would say, well, we shouldn't even need a game 3 if we need it. I think he deserves it. I understand why they're not going to do that, though, because they're probably just going to start Kramer. He's been so good in any role you put him in. Absolutely as well. So this is a great story, Albert Suarez, what he's done this year all season long. So shout out to Albert Suarez getting his 9th win, securing himself a winning season in the playoffs. Playoffs. What's that going to look like? Baltimore Orioles. So who's going to have the bye? So the Orioles are playing in the wild card round this year. Last year, they had the first round bye, best record in the American League. This year came in second. Yankees are going to be the number 1 seed. They're going to have a bye. So if the Orioles are successful in the first round, in the wild card round, they're going to be playing the Yankees this weekend. Also, two Guardians are going to come in second. Right now, I think their game with the Astros is still in rain delay. So they may not get that in or not. They were still in rain delay. Not a consequences. They're second. The Astros are going to be third. In the National League, 2 teams. The Dodgers, the best record, National League. They're going to go ahead, get the bye in the first round as well. Phillies came in second. Those were easily the best teams. Despite the surge that the Brewers had, they're going to be third. Those 2 teams are going to bye, so you're not going to see them in the wild card round, even though they're in the playoffs. Other teams in the wild card. So it's official now. The Tigers are going to play the Astros. The Tigers, all they had to do was beat the White Sox 2 out of 3 games, and it didn't happen. White Sox whipped up on them today. 9 runs as well for the White Sox. Won twice. So they are still in, but they are going to finish as the 6th seed. The team that won the division, the only team without the bye winning division, the Houston Astros. Big, tough challenge for both teams as well. We will see how this goes as well. So the Astros are in. Tigers are in. I'm sure Subel is going to go in game 1 as well. Don't know quite yet who's going to go for the Astros. Is sure. Excellent pitching matchup. What's going to happen with us? I don't know the time yet. I'm going to post that as soon as I get it. The Orioles and the Kansas City Royals are going to go game 1 in the wild card round. Cole Ragans is terrific. Cole Ragans, I think some people had him in the side. I did not, but that doesn't make any difference. He's the future, really good young pitcher for them. 11-9, 3.14 ERA, going against our ace. Every time Burns pitch, I just put ace time because he's the ace. This is why you brought in a Corbin Burns for this type of situation. Game 1 of a playoff series to go ahead and move to the next round. Couldn't be anybody but Burns. We're assuming it hasn't been put out yet. We would assume Eflin would get game 2. Kramer would get game 3 of that series as well. So big stuff today. Orioles going ahead, finishing the season against Minnesota. 6-2 was the final in Minnesota today. Orioles, couple things. Offense looked better, I thought, in the last month. I think when the cavalry came back, when Westboro came in, uh, Mountcastle, a lot of the guys who were on IL, they look better. I think the biggest concern for me is your bullpen hasn't looked good. I saw a post I just did one right before I came on. Are you concerned about Dominguez, the closer? Yes, I am. He's not a closer. I know a lot of fans like him, and he's better than Kimbrel is. I'm not going to argue that's not even he's better than Kimbrel, but he's a middle reliever. He's not a ninth inning guy. So we're hoping that he can pitch well here at the end, but it's a bit of a concern. Some of these guys, Keegan Aiken even was been good lately, gave up the run late yesterday. It's been bullpen has not been great. Starters, I think, have been fine. I think most of the year. I don't think we've had a long, prolonged issue with the starters. I think you're going to see a few less starters. I think you're going to see Burns and Eflin, obviously, Suarez. I think that's good enough in a lot of series here going forward. So the starters I'm not worrying about. The bats have come around, and they have come around on offense. They've won 7 of their last 10 and actually won games here at the end. So it's good stuff for the Orioles. Kind of a bit of a limp. I think they're kind of striding back here into the home stretch here in the playoffs. Let's go. Pack the yard. Can't wait to see it. Orioles, again, 6-2 over the Twins, winning their game today, and they're going ahead and getting into the playoffs this year. So we will go ahead and check that out. If we are successful, hopefully we can beat the Yankees in the playoffs. I'd love that. Beat the Yankees, go down there and beat up on the Yankees in our path to the World Series. All right, guys. Thank you very much for our first of 2 instant reactions today. Thank you for joining us here on the Ravery Sports Podcast. We will see you tonight after the Ravens game. Go Ravens. Definitely check us out on all of our social media platforms. You have a great rest of your day.